GM guys, just letting everybody know on Instagram and all these other platforms that you are live. Um, the second half of 2026 just began. Planning on having more live sessions here on YouTube, more content on YouTube, daily reviews, and you let me know what you'd like to see me post here on this channel. How can I be of service to you? Um, I think the audio is good. I know that it's almost 2 a.m. South African time, and it's 20 to 8 p.m. New York time. Let me see. So maybe I won't be having people on the stream that much. So I'm gonna have to confirm the audio on my side. So 20 to 8 p.m. Okay, I think it's good. Let's go. All right, guys. So here's the most important thing that I've finally managed to do as the founder and the creator of the $1 million model. I know that my rules say I must follow the calendar. I always send the calendar every Sunday on Discord and what session, on what time of the day to look for a setup. But sometimes I'm also human, so I'd make a mistake of not following not practicing what I preach. Every time I do that, obviously you get punished. You are bound to have a bad day. So I have eventually listened to my own advice, and the results are just magical. So I'm very proud and happy about that. To see myself being able to grow and adjust. It didn't take very long because the model is relatively still new, but it has made me, like good amounts of money, since its inception. Okay, so if you study, I'm just gonna review only Friday. I will be reviewing. I can actually, if you guys want me to, I can have like, cause I do share like screenshots of the reviews every day on Discord. If you're on Discord, it's a free Discord. But if you want me to go like have videos of every day, review every trading day, because I mainly trade gold and Bitcoin, I can do that and just post them on my YouTube here, and show you what executions, where I got in and where I got out, what was the lesson of the day, because I'm still learning and I'll forever be a student of the game. So we did not have any red folder news on Friday. We did not have any red folder news, so the rules say we trade pre-market, so before 9:30, and specifically we must study the macros, so that there's a high chance that we're going to be trading the macros. So that's what I want. The macros are going to give us the displacement that we want. So now going into Friday's trading. On my left I have the 1 hour chart, and price was trading pretty much around these areas here, somewhere here. So looking at this consolidation here, I saw those relatively equal highs, but they're just too far for me. I liked the opening price, which is the new week opening gap high, because we hadn't delivered buy side back up in here. we've only had like sell side delivery going all the way down, right? So I'm gonna show you now. We had sell side delivery, did not have buy side delivery back inside here. You can just eyeball that horizontal line here. There's a new week opening gap high. There's a new week opening gap low. So already Thursday, put in that Thursday reversal after reaching the daily or weekly targets here, you know, on early Thursday morning around 2 a.m. And we had that reversal during a New York session, and I was already bullish, coming to Friday. So when we opened on Friday, 7 o'clock is here. We had already pushed higher from during Asia, since Asia, 7 o'clock going all the way up to 6 o'clock, and then New York was simply just a continuation of London session because London was pretty much bullish here. So when I came here to analyze and trade my model, obviously I don't really need the bias, but having that having a bias, helps me catch, the bigger RR trades, risk to reward trades, uh, you know, I get the most from my trades. I'm able to hold my runners, have runners, and yeah, so that's why I always like to, scan the higher time frame, and that was my, those were my thoughts coming into Friday's trading session. So now I just needed a retracement back inside the equilibrium of that range that was already created, and then when we look for my longs at a discount. Oh, so I'm gonna now show you exactly how everything was on Friday. So this was my, so you can see here I have the new week opening gap high. I have the CE consecutive encroachment of it. I have the low, and I have this range here that's already created. There's already a push going up here. So I just measured this. I just simply measured this range. I measured from the swing low. A swing low is a low with a higher low on either side of it. Higher lows on either side of it, sorry. So from the swing low, Asia going all the way up to 6 o'clock, I had equilibrium here. So now when we opened at 7 o'clock and going into 8:30, so I mark out my pre-market range session. We took out the relatively equal lows here, and then we priced in that discount that I was looking for when we crossed that this middle point here. And we took out these rejection blocks there, took out the sell side here, and then we pushed higher. So my trade was around here on 1 minute chart and a 1 minute chart. So you can see the same thing. This is the same thing on higher time frame. Obviously now this is now zoomed in on this time frame. I have now zoomed in. Give me a second. But it's still the same thing, right? So you see, if I move this, I'm gonna show you. If I move it, it's the same. It's literally the same thing. Okay, there you go. So this is when we crossed that equilibrium on high time frame, and failure, seeing it fail to reach the new week opening gap low here was, a very good sign to me, because I could then tell that okay, there's strength, it's not that weak. And if you scan the pre-market from 7 o'clock, we had the high, we had relatively equal highs here. This low was taken, was cleared during the macro 450 macro took out relatively equal lows. It was protected. We failed to take out that low here. We failed to reach the new opening gap low. So that is also what I was looking at. And then when we opened at 8:30, because I want to trade pre-market. That's what my calendar suggests. Um, I have these guys. So I have relatively equal highs. We open here at 8:30. We take out these relatively equal lows, but we don't have confirmation yet. And we are still at premium. I want to see it price in that high time frame equilibrium or discount. We entered discount here. What time of the day? 8:50 to 9:10 macro gives me the confirmation. So I initially wait because the 8:48 candle is the one that gave us the change in state of delivery here. I said if the 8:50 is also confirming and is not failing, because when the macro started here at 8:50, we already confirmed bullishness, but I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna wick below these lows and then give us, that it close below these lows here and then continue to going up. So when it closed above this order block here, that's when I went in. That's when I went in. This was my entry right here. So I'm gonna show you the screenshot in a second, and then it went all the way up. Institutional order flow entry draw here. So I was targeting initially my relatively equal highs here, and then the current new week opening gap high, the one that I showed you earlier. So this is my execution. I want to explain to you and tell you exactly what happened. So initially, I went long when this candle closed, 2 orders, stop loss below the swing lows here, and then it went all the way up, up, and then when we took out these highs inside this imbalance here, I moved my stop loss to just below this. I think where was it? Below this swing low, somewhere here. And then I don't know what happened, but on the broker I was trading with, they actually did me dirty. Like you can see, because I was just watching the chart thinking I was still in the trade. And when I looked somewhere here, it was pumping, starting to pump. I was no longer in the trade. And when I checked, because I was referencing and looking on this chart, there was no sweep, but on the broker I was trading with, actually, I was actually very pissed because this is the first time saying this with this broker. I, wa- I always recommend this broker. I fucking always recommend this broker to everyone. Open an account with them. I've never experienced any shady business, but yesterday was the first time, and I was so disappointed because I was trading live with the guys, and the guys that I trade live with, I always talk about this broker to them because this is who I trade with, and I trusted them until yesterday. Now I really am, thinking of like having, I don't know, man, like I'm gonna give them the last chance. If I see something like this again, then I'm gonna have to consider moving to a new home. But yeah, this is it. And so when I realized that I'm actually offside, not offside, I'm already no longer part of the move. I had to look for a second entry, and the only entry I could get was after 9:30 here, because we still had these highs in tech. I wanted to use the first presented fair value gap and use it to enter the position. And then the logic here on my second entry was we opened, we went all the way down. I wanted to see if we can price in and reclaim this imbalance down here, because this is the one that's at discount. But I saw it failing and inverting the first presented fair value gap, and that's when I went in again here. When it was pushing up again like that, I was like, okay, I don't think it's gonna come back. I see momentum, and then as it was closing, pushing and closing above the new week opening gap CE, I was adding positions there, and then it went all the way up, and I took my profits somewhere here on this candle because I was like, okay, that's it. At least I recovered and made, some money there. Actually, more than I lost. Actually, 4 times, 5 times than I lost on this initial position. And then look at how they utilized the first percentage to game after I went out. It pumped like crazy, going all the way. So that was the logic, and that was just logic, just a Friday continuation since we had a reversal on Thursday, and I could already see the higher time frame point of interest, which was for me, it was just a new week opening, current new week opening gap high was my best case terminus for this trade, but unfortunately, I couldn't get the bigger bag because I was gonna hold this, go all the way up and get a much bigger R than going here in here, having a stop loss that was a bit bigger than the one I had initially. So obviously, but at least I managed to capitalize in my $1 million model. And if you know, you know, delivered once again. So yeah, that's it, guys. Just a review of the trade I took on on Friday on gold. It was just a bullish reversal on after 8:30 during the 8:50 macro bullish reversal. That was just a very good, very good trade, So I was very happy to see everything unfold perfectly, you know, like this is just like one of those A plus setups. So yeah, guys, I'll see you next week in the boot camp. I hope this was insightful. If you've got any questions, you can just write them in the comments. I'll come back with another review if you want me to. See you guys on the next one. Ciao, ciao.